Hey guys, now you might wonder what's this face on this channel doing, and I'm very happy because we're doing a collaboration. Andrew asked me to do a little video here, so before I go into that, I'm going to introduce myself, to share a little bit of where I come from, what I do, and why I appear on this channel. So to get things started, Andrew asked me to do a video on how you can collect data from your Amazon sellers or from your Amazon customers. So if you're selling things on Amazon and you're afraid that Amazon is going to close your account, or that you're not comfortable with not having the customer data, the email addresses and the physical addresses and all that kind of stuff, then you need to collect them. So I want to tell you a little bit about how you can actually do that. And because the common methods that I see out there with insert cards and stuff like that, that's actually not really working at all. So I want to give you a little bit of a take on that. So we run an Amazon business that does multiple seven figures a year. I have a Chinese partner in that, and I actually live in China. So I'm in China now for 7 years. We are basically in the heart of where all the products come from, where all the factories are, where we have all the, we kind of cheat a little bit, if you will, because we're just here and we can just source all the stuff in China right away. And it's been a long journey. So we started on Amazon 4 years ago. It was a very costly journey. We made a lot of mistakes. We lost a lot of money. But eventually we kind of figured out how do things work, right? And we just always came at that point where we hear all these horror stories, right? We're also running a sourcing company where we help private label sellers source products in China. Now, a lot of these clients came back to us, and then they have been doing reorders, and then they came back all of a sudden and say, hey, I'm sorry, I can't reorder because Amazon closed my account, because Amazon froze my account, because Amazon doesn't allow me to sell anymore, or because there are so many competitors in, so the product is dying and I can't sell this product anymore, so I need to do another thing. And this always shocked me a little bit, because we're putting so much effort into this business. There's such a steep learning curve, and then we find the right product, and then it takes forever to source it, and then finally it's there, and then we're so dependent on Amazon. And I think if we're that dependent, you cannot imagine how many horror stories I hear from people that have their accounts frozen and they're not getting their inventory back. I had a guy, and I'm consulting him one-on-one, right? So he's doing $1.2 million a year on Amazon. And then Amazon decides one day and says, we want to close the account. Because what Amazon does is they shoot first and they ask questions later. So eventually he got his account back, but for 6 years his account was not there. So his complete ranking fell, his complete products, he was not able to sell in the time, and then he needed to invest more money to rank the products back up. So he lost a whole year, and he hasn't even been paying out a cent of all the money that he made before. He was actually, just putting it back into growing. He was still holding down a full-time job. And I can only imagine how bad that must feel if the work that you put in for years with one email from Amazon gets destroyed, right? So today I want to give you a little bit of an alternative way on what you can do, because he came to me and he said, Nils, I wish I would have had the customer data so I could have kept selling them. Because if he would have had the data, well, then he could just sell them off Amazon. He doesn't need Amazon to sell them. If you own their ass, if you own them, then you can continue to sell them your products, and you can actually build a brand and build a real business. Because I think Amazon is great. Obviously, we're doing well, but it's not a business. Okay, so it's a great starting point. I encourage everyone to go there. So I want to give you a little bit of an alternative idea. One of the things that we do, or that we try to do, is putting insert cards in, right? Because we thought, okay, that's very smart. We just put an insert card in. And then we say, for extended warranty, register on our website. And we guessed that around 10% of people would do that. Now, what do you think? How many people would do that? Just let me know in the comments. Just right now, pause the video. Let me know in the comments here. How many people do you think, what's the percentage of people that actually left their email address, that actually went back and left their email address? Okay, just do that right now. I'm going to reveal it, okay? 0.1% of people, okay? So 0.1% of people leaving their email address, that's not even worse to collect it, okay? That means 1,000 people buy your product and you get one email address from that. That's not really working out, is it, right? Also, we got our listing frozen because it's against terms of service. You're not allowed to do that, and Amazon actually checks it. So it's not worth the trouble at all. And I believe the few people that actually did it were other Amazon sellers who just wanted to see what happened. So if you're not an Amazon seller yourself, you would never, you don't even look at the other things. You buy a product, it's like, okay, I just got my marker pens. You don't need to register for warranty. It's a freaking marker pen. No one cares, right? So here's an alternative way, and the way that it actually works and the way that we do it. Okay, so I'm going to draw up some pictures here for you. So let me draw up for you what we actually do. Okay, so let's say this is your Amazon business right here, right? And you sell products in your Amazon business and you have people buy from you in your Amazon business, but you don't own them. You don't know who they are. And because of that, you can't actually build a real brand out of it. If you think about it, Amazon does it. Amazon builds a brand out of this. Amazon says, okay, this person bought, product number A, or products from seller A, that A could be you. And then they say, okay, this guy could also buy from seller B, C, and D other products that they have, or they could rebuy and next time buy from these people. But what actually you want to do is you want people to buy from you all the time. You don't want this to be sent away. So also you want to own the customer up front. So what we do is we definitely do use Amazon. But what we use is we have a system. Basically we have traffic, okay? The traffic, we don't need to discuss that right now, but that comes into our system. I call the system F, and you will know why in a minute. And then all this system does, basically the system has two functions, okay? Function one is we spend money in advertisement, okay? So let's say for one, to acquire a customer here, we sell our products. We spend $20. And what this system does, the shop, selling our own products off Amazon first, has two functions. First, we collect email addresses. And second is we want to make money back to pay for this traffic. And I'm going to elaborate on how this system works, how do we actually make that work. But in this system, so let's do this again. With an insert card on Amazon, with something that's you're not supposed to do, you get 0.1% of people's email addresses, right? So that's not even an option, right? Now, with this, we get 50 to 70% of people's email addresses, and we get the people to pay for themselves to be there. And then once we have this list of people, so we have all these guys here, okay? So we have all these people that we now collected data on. This is our group. Now this is our own group. We can do whatever we want with them. We can send them emails every day if we want to. Obviously we don't want to spam them and like go buy my shit, buy my shit, buy my shit. That's not what we want to do. We want to do, hey, we have something cool for you. We found a cool product on Amazon, or we found a cool blog post, or we found whatever. We nurture these people. We take care of them, right? And then what we do with these people, we say, hey, we have this cool product on Amazon. Go buy it. Every time we give them some value, we say, in that email, we also say, hey, by the way, here's a discount code for the Amazon thing. Here's something else you can do. For everyone that doesn't buy, in this system, we also get everyone's email address from people that don't buy. We don't only get the buyer's email address. And stick with me for a minute because I'm going to elaborate on that in a minute. So then what we do is that we use this group of people that didn't buy. We say, hey, why don't you get our Amazon product for free and leave us a review, right? So we have our review group here. And these are actually legit people that did not come for a freebie, that are not in the review groups, because the people in the review groups are all flagged by Amazon. And you can actually not work with them because you might get your listing into trouble working with these people if they're flagged. But now, if you have them in your audience, if this is an audience doesn't mean like you have to be, some sort of social media influencer and have some sort of following. It just means the people that follow your brand eventually, okay? So you got these people and you can send them back to Amazon. You say, hey, why don't you review my products? Here you can buy it on a discounted level. You can do whatever this is. And if you have multiple products, say you have multiple products, then you can do exactly that as well. You can say, okay, now, they came through some system. I'm going to elaborate on that. And some days you can send them an email and you just can say, hey, why don't you buy product number 1? Why don't you buy product number 2? Why don't you buy product number 3? Why don't you buy product number 4? And you keep doing that so the person that already bought can buy again. The person that bought your product on Amazon can buy it again. I cannot recall one seller from the products that I bought before on Amazon. But if you keep following up with them and you are kept in mind, or the customers have you in mind, then if they need this product again, or if their family member needs this product again, or if their friends need this product again, then you can actually sell to them again. So let me elaborate on that system a little bit. Here's how that looks. We have some sort of traffic source, and I'm going to get there in a minute. I'm going to tell you all about that, okay? And we pay money for that traffic source. That could be some influencers, it could be an advertisement, that could be whatever that is. And then you send these people to a page which we call a landing page. So you collect an email address. The easiest landing page is a page where you have your product on, or a product on, that you can then drop ship, or you fulfill it from Amazon, or maybe it's your own product, whatever it is. And you give people a good incentive, you give people a good deal on that. So the easiest landing page that you can do is not a free PDF or a free guide or a free anything. It's just a discount on your product. So you say, hey, if you want a discount on on this product here that you advertise, all you have to do to reserve that discount is give us the email address. And that's why we see 50 to 70% of people that land on this page to give us their data. And that is great, right? Now, from that, on the next page, what we do is we have a page which is the checkout page. So we actually offer them this product. And we really like money, right? So what we do is we don't only offer one of these products. We give them another incentive to buy more, maybe for the family, maybe for the friends, for whatever. So we say, okay, you can buy 1, or you can buy 2, or you can buy 4, or you can buy 8, okay? And then we say, okay, there's one product here, and we had it for a discounted rate, right? Usually it's whatever it is. Usually it's $40 and you sell it for $30, because you don't have the Amazon fees anyway, right? And this all ties into Amazon. It's just about like building a real business. It's about having the security of whenever Amazon shuts you down, it doesn't even matter. You can still use Amazon as a fulfillment center. You can still use them. But once you have these people, it's an asset that is so much greater than money, because you can leverage that. You don't need to rely on pay-per-click, because you don't even know, if you didn't launch yet, you don't even know how much is pay-per-click going to be, right? But if you have your own group of people, then you can use them to rank your products by sending a few of them to buy through certain keywords and then pay them back the money, okay? And that's then how you can rank without the pay-per-click. So you're not relying only on Amazon. So what you do, you collect the email address, then you go on a page, and on the next page, you offer them this one product. So you say, hey, this one product is $30. Or you say, hey, if you buy 2, instead of it should be 60, instead of 60, it's 55. And if you buy 4, and you make this a really cool deal because you really want people to buy more, you say, okay, 4 would be 120, right? So you get this for 95 or for 99 or for whatever it is. And if you can't read my handwriting, let's say this is 99, okay? And then you do the 8, and you say, okay, 8 would be 190. So you just give a little bit of an incentive here for the people to buy more. Now, obviously, you gotta pay your advertisement costs, right? So how do you cover these ad costs when your budget, when your margin isn't great? And this always baffles me, is how people online do things so differently than offline. If you think about it, where it comes down to is this guy. This is your customer. This is the guy you sell to. This is the guy you serve. This is the guy that you provide a tool with your product that will help him, that will solve his issues, that will help his problems. This is where your focus needs to be on, okay? Now, if you are in the real world, and if you own a bar, and you do a good incentive, and you say, hey, we have a happy hour, we have a discount on a drink. What you do with people that come into your bar is not, you don't give them the product and you say, buy now. Now you go. You don't just give them beer and you say, buy. No. What you do with them is you offer them more beer. And you offer them other products. And you say, hey, why don't you buy this? Or why don't you come back to drink your beer with a friend next time, right? So you get you get them to sign up with their address or their name or whatever. And so that you can send them flyers. So they're like, hey, here's a 10% coupon code. If you bring that into our membership, we have this membership deal here. So every time when you come, you get buy 2 beers and you get 3 or whatever deal there is, right? And then if you're on the bar, you can send people back all the time. And this is what we want to do. You don't want to rely on only the first sale. You don't want to rely on the first impression, okay? This is how you collect all the data. Then you don't want to rely on the first impression. You want to have a long-term situation where you can keep selling people. How exhausting is it to always find new people, right? And Amazon helps with that, and Amazon is great at that. But if you're thinking in long-term, isn't it so much easier to sell the same guy 3 times than it is to sell 3 people? So what we do on this, let's say you're in a supermarket, okay? You just put some things in your cart, you just bought your product, and there's a gum, right? At the checkout, there's always something. And you just toss it in your cart. Before you know it, you don't even need it, you don't even care about it, but it's like a no-brainer, right? So for example, if I sell a pack of marker pens, what's the no-brainer to get with that is a sponge. It's a no-brainer, right? So why don't you then offer the sponge as well? And like I say, you don't need to own these products. You can drop ship these products. You can do them from all different kind of sources. So what we do on the same page here, we have a little tick box. We call this an order bump. And what this tick box does, it says, do you also want to have the sponge? Tick here and you get a discount. Now, because you're shipping these products together, you're not even paying more for that. You can give them a discount. You have the same margin. So what we do is we say, hey, get the sponge. And obviously, it's a bit overpriced for a sponge, so you might want to find something better here for $14, for $20. It's just this little no-brainer. People tick it. People don't even need to think about it. It's a very simple setup. Let's go back to the bar example. You're in the bar, and the person ordered a beer. The person drank their beer. Hey, how about some snacks with that? That would be a good bump too. How about some little things to eat, some crisps, whatever. But then what you also do is we say, hey, how about some food? Here's our menu. How about some food? How about some wine with the food? How would you like to have the bottle to take it home? This is exactly what we do here, because we still need to pay our ad costs, right? They're really expensive to get people in. And just with the margins that we have on this, we're probably not able to cover our whole ad costs, because Amazon already has people there. So once you're ranked organically and you don't need pay-per-click, people can come and people can buy from that. And that's great because you don't have to pay for the traffic. So the people are already there. Once you're ranked, it's great. Once you pay to be at the spot where you have free traffic, the traffic is free through Amazon, right? Now here we have to recoup our money. So what we do is we do the same thing that the restaurant does. We send them after they bought the thing. We do the same thing that the restaurant does, or that the gas station does when you filled up your tank. They say, hey, how would you also like to have a coffee? We're upselling things. We're offering more products, which in the normal world, in the real world, is a very common thing to do. No matter what you buy, almost everyone is doing these things. Hey, would you also like, you want to rent a car? How about some insurance with it? How about a child seat? How about a Navi, like the navigation system, like the GPS? All of that is going on top of that. That are the upsells, right? So people come for this one thing and they buy this one thing. By the way, we have around 5% conversions on these. So we have 5% of people that buy this, which is a really, really crazy number in the e-commerce world. Anyway, going back to the upsells. What we do on the next page is we say, hey, why don't you buy something else that fits with the product? So when I sell these pens, maybe I sell more pens. Maybe I sell the whiteboard. Maybe I sell a set of magnets. Maybe I sell something. If I know the customer, if I know my customer is a mom that buys these, then I can give them, accessories for whiteboard with, that the kids can use or whatever. So I give them here, like, let's say a set or a whiteboard and whatnot. So we're looking at another $40, right? On the next page, I do it again. I say, hey, like in a bar, hey, you just bought more food. How would you like a bottle of wine with that? Like, I just give them more things that obviously need to make sense, right? It needs to be, you can't like sell a stitching machine and then car, tires, and then a whiteboard. Like, that's not how it works. Even though the same person could buy that, but it needs to somehow work together, right? And then we just give people a good deal, a good incentive, and we have this one button on here where with one click of the button, the person gets billed again. So here they get billed on the checkout page, but then they get billed again when they buy the next thing just by the click of the button. And then we do this 1 or 2 or 3 more times, however much we want to do. We sold products here up to $300. Like, it's just this little click of a button. And because of all of the profits here, let's see, what's the maximum amount a person can spend? They could spend 190 plus 14 plus 40 plus 50, whatever that is. It's definitely more than your one single product on Amazon, okay? And with that, we cover the ad costs. And then once the ad costs or the influencer costs or whatever traffic source you use is covered, now we have this asset, okay? Let's say you get 1,000 people through this, okay? You have 1,000 people that go through the system. So you end up with 500 to 700 email addresses. And you end up with enough money to pay for the traffic plus a little profit. Usually we do profit on that, but let's say you totally screw this up and you just come in with no profits. Now you acquired 500 customers for free. Isn't that cool? Because they paid for themselves. All the few people that went in that bought, they finance everyone who's in here. They finance the whole email address. They finance all of the contacts that you have. Now, if you do this every month, let's just keep it down. Okay, you screw up this thing. You only do 500. Now you have 500 email addresses. If you do a really bad job marketing to people now with that, and you send occasional emails, and this is all automated and really simple to set up, by the way. and you do this, what you're going to do is around $1 per person on your list per month, and that's an average number. So if every month you add 500 people, that's $500 the first month. After they already paid for themselves, that's 500 in the first month, 1,000 in the second month, 1,500 in the third month, 2,000 in the fourth month. That can go to 10 grand in a year really quick, and that is under the premise that you do not grow this. Okay, and these people you send back to Amazon. These people, you do whatever you like with these people. You survey these people and you say, hey, what other products would you like to buy? And then those are the products that you launch on Amazon. And you don't have to rely on finding winning products on Amazon. Okay, this is what we use as like a strategy. This is a strategy that seems so fancy if you put it down like that. But if you think about that, it's so simple. Everyone offline does this thing. Why don't you do it? And that is the only legit way to collect your customers' email addresses, because Amazon, there's a reason that Amazon don't want you to follow up with your customers. There's a reason that Amazon don't want you to own the customer. And Amazon is a billion-dollar company. They're really smart. So they try everything they can to not give you the information, to not give you the email addresses, to not give you the physical addresses. So if you just change the system, then you can actually be successful with that, and be successful with that in long term, and keep selling the same customer over and over and over and over and over again. So if you do like money, I highly recommend you to follow this system, have a look into sales funnels, have a look how this actually works. Maybe come over to my channel and have a look. I think this channel is great. I think you get a lot of value here for all this email marketing. And I think that can teach you a lot of things, and you can use this channel's information together with my channel's information to really crush it. So I want to thank again for watching. I highly encourage you to subscribe, because I think this is a great channel. I want to thank you, Andrew, again for the opportunity to have me featured on your channel. I hope your subscribers, I hope you guys like this. If you liked it, let them know, because maybe we can do more stuff collaboratively in the future. So just comment it below, hit the like button on this video if you did like it. If you didn't like it, maybe you let me know in the comments, and I'll go in there with you and explain you why you're wrong. All right, I'll see you tomorrow.